What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a look at a bunch of event promos that have gone and been revealed for the One Piece trading card game. There are a couple of events that are happening that have gone and updated what promos they're giving away, and this is awesome. So I want to start off with store championships, which are happening from September of this year to October of this year, couple of month period where you can go and get yourself some stuff. And there is some cool stuff. Like these Yamato sleeves, it's just the artwork of Yamato from OP01, or I should say, the alternate art of the Yamato from OP01. But still, having these on sleeves is pretty cool, honestly. We like this. This is quite nice. I have very little to add, honestly. It's just cool artwork on sleeves that we like. But as a participation pack, well, you know the deal at this stage. There are 6 types, you only get 1 when you rock up, but there are a bunch of new ones, some of which we've seen as the promos we saw in China the other day, and some we haven't. So we've got Mr. 2 Bon Cure, or Bon Clay Bentham, come on. Now this is one from OP01, free cost 4,000 power, counter plus 2,000, and Don X1, when attacking, look at 5 cards on the top of your deck, find a Baroque's Work event card, and add it to your hand. Decent card that searches events and has counter plus 2,000. And obviously as we go here, I'm going to put the regular artwork in the middle, the new artwork on the right, as I tend to do, so you can compare them and see which one you prefer. Now, Jozu is an incredibly good card that sees a bunch of play, partly because it's a decent Whitebeard Pirates, and Whitebeard Pirates are awesome. 4 cost, 4,000 power, counter plus 2,000. Counter plus 2,000 is always good. And Don X1, if you have 2 or less life cards, and your leader's type includes Whitebeard Pirates, this character gains Rush. Yeah, it's a 2,000 power counter that's also got Rush in Whitebeard Pirates. Clearly that's why it sees a lot of play. We've got the Pearl from OP03, 2 cost 2,000 power, counter plus 1,000, blocker. It's a low cost blocker, simple as that. If you want to play East Blue or Krieg Pirates, it's a good low cost blocker. If you want to play green and you're not stuck to a particular other kind of trait, then it's a pretty good blocker. It is a 2-cost blocker. It's nothing more or less than that, but it's still pretty cool. You've got the Helmeppo from OP03. Now this is 1 cost, 0 power, counter plus 1,000. And on play, you set the cost of up to one of your opponent's characters with no base effect to 0 during this turn. Now, the whole setting to 0 is great because, of course, Black love lowering cost and taking advantage of having 0 cost characters, so being able to do this when you drop Helmeppo is clearly awesome. On the other hand, it's a one-shot when you play, and it only works on your opponent's characters with no base effect, which is probably the reason this isn't a powerhouse card. Now we got the Sanji from OP03. I adore the artwork on this. I think it's absolutely wonderful. It's very much a kind of pre-wedding thing. And I've gotten to the whole I've read the whole manga at this point, at least up to now. So it's lovely to kind of see this artwork. It's not happy artwork, but it's good artwork. 2 cost, 3,000 power, counter plus 2,000. And then we got Don X2. When attacking, you can add a card from the top or bottom of your life to your hand. And then add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life. And 2 things happen here. Firstly, you're drawing a card, which is great, but you're drawing a card without really lowering your life. Sure, you take a life card, but then you immediately replace it, so you're fine. But also you're cycling. You'll have a bunch of cards that let you look at what's on top of your life, so if you know that there isn't a good card with trigger on top of your life, you can essentially use Sanji, draw that card, and then you put another card on top of your life which may have trigger, and that's fine, honestly. That sounds good to me. And then finally, we've got Shiki. 6 cost, 7,000 power, counter plus 1,000. And if you have 8 or more Don on your field, this character cannot be KO'd in battle. A pretty cool effect, but not one that's seen that much play. It's fine. I think clearly Jozu is the best card in here. But then again, Whitebeard Pirates, they just keep nerfing it. So one day it's going to stop being good. But you get one of those, that's quite cool. In terms of your trophy card at Store Championships, and it is stamped with Championship winner, we've got Kid. Also, I didn't point it out, but if you go back to Sanji, for instance, you can see it has got the Championship One Piece card game stamp on it, which is very cool. So Kid here is actually your promo 003 from the first promo pack. Free cost 4,000 power, counter plus 1,000, and Don X2 double attack. This is cool, honestly. Double attack is good. Don X2, you end up 6,000 power because you put 2 Don on there, and then you get double attack. That sounds all right by me. I can live with this, ladies and gentlemen. I can live with this. But this is not the only tournament that's gone and been updated. The offline regionals, now these are later ones coming up in a little while. These are ones coming in October to December, have been updated, and they've got some very cool stuff, including a new list of cards. Now, if we take Atama as an example, remember the deal here. This has been the case for a little while. There is a participant, which you get for, shockingly enough, participating. There is a finalist card set. You don't actually have to make the final. You just need to make top 32 to get. And then if you make it all the way to the champion, you get the champion card set. And as a side note, you do need to make it all the way to champion to get the champion card set. And then you'll have all 3 of these and life will be good. So what cards have we got here? Well, we've got the Atama, 1 cost, 0 power, counter plus 2,000, and on play you go up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn. This is a great card that has seen a bunch of play in red because it's great. We got the Crocodile from OPO2, 5 cost, 7,000 power, counter plus 1,000 vanilla card. And we know the vanilla cards can see play if they've got the right traits, etc. and hit the right numbers. It's fine, it's nothing special. We've got the Kurobi here, 4 cost, 3,000 power, counter plus 1,000, but it's got a trigger that lets you play it for free, which is nice. And if your lead has the East Blue type, you rest up to one of your opponent's characters on play, which is cool. We've got the Minor Rhinoceros. Now this is 3 cost, 5,000 power, and on KO, if your leader has the Impel Down type, draw 2, trash 1. Okay. It's not particularly great, but being able to cycle through cards, draw cards, etc. when you get KO'd is not terrible. We've got the Spandam from OPO3, 1 cost, 2,000 power, counter plus 1,000, and if your leader's type includes CP9, look at 3 cards on play from the top of your deck, find a CP card other than Spandam, and add it to your hand. Trash the rest. It's the same kind of thing we've seen over and over again, these very low-cost characters that have these skills that let you search out your better characters. They're always decent, they always see play if the right deck is there. And then you got Charlotte Chiffon, 2 cost, 3,000 power, and on play you can trash a card from the top or bottom of your life, and add up to 1 card from the top or bottom of your deck to your life cards. No, just from the top of your deck. That would be silly. Add a card from the top of your deck to the top of your life. There we go. And look, this is a similar kind of thing to what we said with Sanji a minute ago. Now here you're not drawing a card, you're trashing a card, but this is basically a way of saying, hang on a second, I want to get maximum value. I'm playing yellow. I have more trigger than I would have in other colours, so why don't I go ahead and actually take advantage of this? If I don't have a good enough trigger on top of my deck, well then I can just discard it, put a random card there, and hopefully I will have a good trigger later. There's also some Monkey D. Luffy sleeves here, which are being given out, which are pretty gosh darn cool. I don't know if they specifically match a card. Off the top of my head, I cannot think of a card that these match. And I'm going to go and check on onepiece-cardgame.dev just to make sure. I don't believe, and if I've missed something stupid, please let me know in the comment section. I don't believe these sleeves specifically match a card that we've had yet. If I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comment section. I don't think they do. Oh yeah, and Serial Shanks is coming. Now, here's what's interesting. The English Serial Shanks we can see here is out of 1,000. Over in Japan, it was out of 1,600. This is out of 1,000, which does make the Serial Shanks a little bit rarer over here. Now, specifically in offline regionals, the Serial Shanks is being given out for players that make top 8. But remember, as we saw with, other serial cards like the Luffy, this is one that tends to keep coming back around. So don't be surprised if you see Serial Shanks coming in at a bunch of other tournaments as well. There are 1,000 of them to give out at the end of the day, so they are going to have to make their way into the hands of players somehow. But they're still not going to be easy to get, like top 8 at a regional is. It's not to be sniffed at, ladies and gentlemen. It is not to be sniffed at. So there we go. Whole bunch of new promo cards. They're all alternate art, and I've said this many times. The alternate art is by far better because it means that there's no rushing around. I can't play this deck because of this or any of that rubbish. It is just a case of it's alternate art. If you like them, you can maybe, try and win them, or you can spend a bit getting them on the secondary market, but it doesn't really matter because you're never going to need them to play your deck, and that's the most important thing. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, that's what you need to know, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this, tell me all of your thoughts on these cards, tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.